Hello and welcome to another episode of Nolo Time. My name is Obed Velez and with me is our very own Paul Pressler, Mr. Joel Young.
What's good, Nolo time? Obed. Love the intros as always. How are you doing, man?
Good to see you, man. You know who Paul Pressler is?
I do.
Okay. Yeah, for those of you guys that don't know, he was in charge of Disney parks.
Yeah.
In the later years of Michael Eisner, infamously known for really cutting budgets. So in that same vein, Joe's over here just slashing. It's like we gotta start cutting from here and there, Joe. You're the
Hey,
man with money,
man.
so
I'm strict on the budgets, man. I'm strict on the
yeah.
budgets.
How
What
you
can I
doing, man?
say? No, I'm doing great. Life is going good. We had a nice little break, good to be back, of course, with you all
Yeah,
here, but it was nice to take some time off. I know you got to spend time with family. I got to spend time with my family here locally, and
it's good.
it was just a pleasure to, of course, do that and wind down and, got the decorations going on and getting all festive this time of year. Love
Oh,
that.
festive. I've been
Uh,
festive since like November 1st. Like
Hey,
day,
I respect that. I know many people that like November hit and it was like, we go.
especially if you have kids, like.
Yeah, yeah.
Because my daughter, like,
That's
she loves Christmas, so it was like Halloween was done, and she was like, "Oh, we're putting up the Christmas tree." So what was Halloween on like a Sunday, right?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think like the next Saturday we went ahead and put everything up. So
I respect that. I do
yeah,
not have children of my own,
I'm
so
good. I'm good.
it's a different lifestyle, but I love Christmas. The kid inside me gets excited, so I respect that.
Yeah. I appreciate it early Christmas, especially here,
Yeah.
right? Because I'm used to like Christmas. Not used to. I mean, I haven't lived in PR for like 20 years now, but almost 20 years. But you get used to like uh, Christmas over there. It's like starts in on Thanksgiving. Now they're like here. They start earlier. We used to go until like January 10th or something like that.
Wow.
So
Well,
like
like yeah, the Three
yeah,
Kings and all
yeah,
that. Yeah.
exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
We went long on that one. So might as well just like, yeah, you know what? Christmas had a hostile takeover of November, so we just might as well absorb Thanksgiving as a Christmas holiday, and then just take the whole month. It's fine. I don't mind at all.
I look, I have no opposition to that because when you really think about it, it's like if you start on Thanksgiving, you literally only have like, 5, 6 weeks basically of Christmas. Why cut it short? Like
Uh,
I think that's what makes it so special, right? Is it's like you only have it's such a limited amount of time. You have to enjoy it for when it's there. But yeah, no, it
yeah.
totally makes sense. Like I agree. And I start the movie, start the shows, start watching your Iron Man 3 and your Shazam, all the great
Die
Christmas
Hard,
movies. Die Hard, yeah.
Gremlins. Yeah,
Yeah.
man.
All Christmas movies.
Yeah. Hawkeye. Ooh, we'll talk
Oh,
about
well,
Hawkeye
that's
here in a
definitely added
second.
to my list
Yeah.
now.
Yeah. We'll talk about it in a
That's a
second.
Christmas show for me.
Yeah. Yeah. Before we go into Hawkeye, because that's part of our what's up. Any good Black Friday finds, sir?
Well, well, I definitely saw some good deals, but I didn't pick up any good deals. There was a few good tech deals, which is interesting considering, and
Yeah.
we'll get into it in a little bit here, but with the supply chain crisis, it's
Yeah.
like this was your chance to pick up stuff while it's available. So I saw some good monitors for sale. I also good like LG ultra wides. I was tempted, man, between picking up one of those things and picking up a new Mac or something. Didn't do it, but I talked to you about before also offline. I saw Avengers on sale for $10, and I was like, man, that would have been a nice pickup. But when would I play it? Like, it's I don't. No
Yeah.
one's really playing it. I would be interested in playing it. Right at that price, that's the right price for me.
Yep.
When I start hearing the reviews that came out on it. But yeah, man, did not go out of money for that. Now we got our PS Plus lineup, which is interesting. It's interesting.
Underwhelming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll play Godfall. Why not?
Yeah. So I grabbed. So here's the thing, right? I had Resident Evil Village, Ratchet, and oh man, I can't remember what the other game was that I had on my cart, right? So it ended up being that Resident Evil got sold out because it was $20. It was a great deal. Plus, you get a steel book. So at Best Buy, so ended up picking up Ratchet and Guardians of the Galaxy for PS5. Guardians was $30, and then and Ratchet was 40. So like get a
Wow.
discount, a pretty decent discount on both. 'Cause I was waiting for Guilty Gear to go on sale, and it didn't go on sale. Target had it, and I went to grab it, sold out. That's great. Okay, well
But
I'll
Guardians,
just
that's half off, right?
for
Isn't it
Guardians.
60?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Guardians 60 is $30 off. Yeah.
that's great.
So no, I think it's 40 because I think it's 70. I'm not sure.
Oh,
Yeah, and Ratchet's
wow.
70. I paid
That was
50
a
for it.
great deal.
Yeah. So ended up picking up those two. I've been looking for a smart clock for this room for a while, so I grabbed that at Best Buy. They had a good deal, which is still hasn't arrived yet. 2 weeks in, but I got everything else early. And I grabbed. I was gonna buy the Beats Studio earbuds, but I started looking at reviews and changed my mind, and then I found the Sony C500s. They came out like 2 months ago, like I think back in September. I had some really good reviews online, and I was like, okay, let's go for it. It was like $80. does the job. That's all I need. So I don't need anything fancy. I don't need noise cancellation or anything fancy. I just need it to sound okay. They sound fine. So yeah, grab that. Ratchet, because I haven't played Guardian yet. That game is so much fun.
Wow.
That game is fun, dude.
It
That's
uses that loading times to the right effect,
bro, yeah,
blipping
it's
through lands.
crazy. Look, so you know what's crazy, dude? On that game, that game is so optimized for PS5 that you press X on the menu to go to the game, and before the little like splash screen loads up, the game's already up. It's crazy, dude.
Wow.
Crazy optimized.
Wow.
It looks phenomenal. Like Spider Man, it has a 60 FPS with ray tracing mode.
Nice.
It looks fantastic. Um, it looks really good. Like this is it, right? When you were waiting for like graphics to be as good as a Pixar movie, yeah.
Hmm.
You may not be able to see like the full extent of it because of water and it being real time and all this stuff, but it looks phenomenal. It looks one of the best looking games that I've played, hands down. And Ghost of Tsushima is like absolutely phenomenal. So it looks really good. Lots of fun. Game is super fun, well written. It's funny. They really kind of like split the game more now. I think this game really stands out from the other games. And granted, I've only played one and then the reboot for PS4. Um, but I'm comparing it to those two games. Um, the pacing is way better in this game, so I feel that they really put effort into getting some better pacing. Level design is really good. Like I said, it looks phenomenal. Yeah, lots of fun, man. I don't think it's that long because I've only played for like 4 hours, 4 or 5 hours maybe, and I'm like 20% completion. So,
Wow.
it's
Short
probably
game.
like it's probably like a 10, maybe a 15 hour game.
Wow.
So, um, so you know, a lot of people don't like short games. I don't mind them at all because we have limited time, so I appreciate the
Yeah.
experience. Right? It was like the Resident Evil 3 remake that a lot of people didn't like, and they said that part of it was like it was too short, or kind of like some of the level design wasn't too great, and to some extent they may have been right. But I appreciate it, the game not overextending its welcome and just being straight to the point and doing what it needed to do, and just move on. So that was pretty good. But yeah, man, I really wanted to play Resident Evil. I didn't get it. I may, if I see it, I'll probably grab it on sale if there's a restock. But again, like nothing's out there, like crazy bundles and all those Switch lights that were out there sold out, and you know I was able to grab that earlier in a few games to go along with it, so I'm good. Um, but yeah, I'm looking forward to play Guardians, man, and it's I keep hearing a lot of people saying it's like, yo, I did not expect this game to be as good as it is, and well,
The announcement snuck up on us anyways, too.
yeah,
It's just
people
like,
say, yeah, I heard people saying today it's like, oh, it's better than the movie. It's like it's better written than
wow.
the movies. I was like, okay,
Nice.
that's great, great,
That's good.
because the movie's awesome. Like at least the
Yeah.
first one is. So
Yeah.
the second one's good. The first one's awesome.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah, so I'm looking forward to playing that. Watched a bunch of stuff. We'll go into Hawkeye, but watch Jungle Cruise.
Okay,
That was
cool.
fine. That was fun. It wasn't.
It was worth the wait for Disney Plus, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Like I
it's
don't, it
yeah,
was not a theater experience kind of film.
yeah. It's one of those movies that I wouldn't go my
Yeah.
go out of my way to see. But it was fun.
Yeah.
It was enjoyable.
It's a rock movie.
Yeah. It was weird though. So my only gripe with the movie, right? It's like, yo, if you're gonna have The Rock play a Spaniard, you gotta work on his accent, bro. You
That
get
was so bad. The wig, dude.
no. You know what? I didn't mind the wig at all. I didn't mind the wig at all. But his
Spanish
accent was
Dwayne Johnson.
his his accent was atrocious, bro.
I mean, it's, he's pretending to be a.
I know, but at least work on it, dude.
Yeah.
It's like put some effort on that
They
accent.
need
It's like
Obed to come in there and teach him to put some spice on it.
instead of yeah, instead of coming, I was like, my name was Francisco. Francisco. No, it's not Francisco. It's Francisco.
Right,
And
right.
you know, it's like
Pronunciation.
and I was laughing, but you got to work on that. Like Rock, come on, Rock here.
Cash a check.
He knows. Yeah, well, he knows how to catch a check, right?
Yeah.
There's no doubt about that.
A lot of
but
checks.
just put some more effort on it. But otherwise, it was fine. It wasn't bad at all. I enjoyed it. I have fun watching it. So yeah, that was cool. I watched the second part of Masters of the Universe Revelation. That was really freaking good, dude. Like again, I saw the haters out there. It's like, nah, bro, this is good, and you guys are haters. Like, there's no again, and I go back and compare it to the original Masters of the Universe, and it was a very silly show designed to sell action figures. Um, you know, yes, it had a lot of lore, but none of that lore got really explored in the show. This is where the lore is, and it's good. And yeah, I honestly, if there's any negatives, um, like looking back, right? Nostalgia glasses off, because I've said it that when we talked about it before for part one, Masters Universe was never good. Like the old series was never good. The old cartoon was not good. Shiro was not good. The movie was not good. None of it was good. The 2000s series or reboot was good. That was fine, right? But this is not following that. This is following the original show. So as a continuation of the original show, yeah, it's fantastic, and it had some really funny puns and dumb jokes here in this end, and it's like, yeah, this is what it was back then. This is like sort of silliness, so I appreciate it. That was good. Um, and watched 3 episodes of Cowboy Bebop, the
Yes, I
Netflix
watched a few
reboot.
of those too.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah. So they do like you never watched the anime, right?
No,
Yeah, though yeah,
like I'm familiar, but never watched
they're
it.
taking their liberties with it, like
I
like
figured.
straight up.
Yeah.
But that said, right? Because I saw a lot of criticism and like kind of like divisiveness, right? But I think they do take their liberties and they're doing their own thing, right? They're not following the anime like episode by episode. But they like I'd say that the heart is in the right place. Like this is very anime. Like you're watching this and this is like actually watching the anime but live action, but they're doing the story in a different way.
Is it kind of like the way I've described at least the trailer of Uncharted? It's like it's Uncharted, it's the spirit of Uncharted. Like it's not the same thing. It's like,
Yeah, yeah,
you
yeah.
know,
I think the heart's in the right place. It's not.
yeah,
I'm enjoying it.
yeah,
I think the weakest part of it so far is the villain.
yeah.
Because in the anime the villain's way better. That's
Guys,
the one
guilty.
thing. That's the one thing that stands out, right? That the villain on the anime is like way, way, way better. So, but otherwise, it's been fine. All right, Hawkeye. It's good, bro.
Woo.
It's really good.
And the last episode,
Last episode was really good too.
like each episode
I watched it
got
this
better and
morning.
better. And last episode, I was like, I cannot wait to get on the podcast.
Yeah, dude. It's take it away, man. Take it away. You do it
Oh,
first,
okay.
and we'll go. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, of course. I mean, I love that they didn't like just jump off of the end game stuff and just like create their own thing. Like it's very, very in tune with the MCU. The whole thing of and guys, by the way, guys, we're gonna get and girls, we're gonna get into spoilers. So this
Just in
this is
case, yeah.
happening.
Mhm.
We're up to episode 3 of Hawkeye right now. So like the whole thing of him having, having hey, it's got now a hearing aid now.
I think that's very
Because
humanizing
yeah,
because
of
his
all the Avengers, like it makes sense.
yeah, very humanizing because you're there. There's a whole bunch of explosions and stuff happening around
Yeah.
you. It's gonna mess you up. Yeah,
Absolutely. I mean,
yeah,
he's like a war veteran to some degree.
exactly. Yeah,
He's got his scars. Um, I love that like they showing how much he's the Rogers show, dude. That was hilarious. I
bro.
was like, I would go see this
I would.
actually.
I was gonna say it's better than cats. Yeah, yeah, dude.
Ooh,
Totally watch that. I like the little quip. It's like
never saw cats, man. Never saw
yeah,
cats.
it's like it's like
You got a wife and family, so
no, no. It's you know what? It's one of those rare occasions that my wife started watching a movie and she actually just turned it off.
she
So
didn't even like
no,
it.
I just turned it off like
Oh
5 minutes in.
man.
Um, yeah. The thing with Ant Man is like who wasn't there? That guy. Ant Man's in the show and he wasn't in the Battle
Well,
of New
the
York.
Hulk guy was pretty funny too. It's just a dude in a
Oh,
hoodie, like a green.
I know, I know.
It was great. I
Yeah,
totally would see that though if I was in New York. It's great. Um, yeah, it's also like they have a good sense of humor in the show. Like that's consistent. Kate Bishop, the opening, of seeing what happened in New York and
from her
that
point
whole
of view, yeah,
aspect of her seeing him save them, basically. Like, what an amazing way that you look at a character like him and you do look at him as kind of like the lesser Avenger, like who would be inspired by this guy out of all of them, right?
yeah,
Like, there's way cooler dudes on the team. And I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, I know there's plenty of Hawkeye fans out there, but just for the masses, right? Like,
yeah.
this is a way that they're putting him center stage and in a very respectful and endearing and heartfelt way. And that one scene, flashing forward to then what we get in episode 2 when she's I think it's episode 2 where she's going back to the mom's place and she's walking with him and she says like like you're somebody who like inspires others like and he's like who am I inspiring? It's like dude, her. I
Yeah.
mean the girl became a gymnast and
Yeah.
started doing archery and fencing and all this crazy stuff just because of one thing that she witnessed.
Also, the beginning credits telling the story was genius.
I know.
It was so
Yeah,
good.
it's like if you don't know, this is literally important.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep. That was very good. Very well done. It's like you're not wasting my time. You're telling me a story while showing me the credits, and I
yeah.
really appreciate it. It was awesome.
Yeah, every part of it. I
Yeah.
love that. My goodness. So Kate Bishop's origin, they are doing it very unique. I think it's entertaining. I think that, it's like we don't really know her that well, but in 3 episodes, I already like her. I'm like, oh, was this cool? Like, okay,
Yeah.
I can see where this
She's
is
very
going.
likable. Yeah.
Yeah, like, yeah, so like her dynamic with him kind of balances out very well, right? Like you've got this, very serious, Avenger, and you've got this young individual that's just, hyped and pumped and ambitious. Lucky the dog. I can't, I can't get over that dog, man. It's
Yeah.
great. I mean, the dog, the real dog did have 2 eyes. They just digitally
Yeah, you can
got
tell. You
the
can
eye.
tell. You can tell
Yeah,
it's CG. He's not DD from Metal Gear.
oh yeah, yeah. I think of that true. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, like little nods, like you were talking about with the comic stuff, like you were talking about the Cowboy Bebop with the anime, like similar situation where like there's little things. Clearly, this is an original story with characters from the comics, but like there's little things that they're doing still in this that's honoring. I mean, the simple thing of her holding up the pizza to her head, that's straight out of the comics. Like to use the pizza to stop
hmm
the pain and all that.
the Hawkeye costume
The
and
Hawkeye
those
costume,
episodes.
she drew it out. Yep, yep.
Think of this, but purple. It's like what the heck is that? It's like wings on your face and an H for Hawkeye.
It's like my wife will divorce me.
Yeah. It's like when you think about it, right? It's funny because all the costumes in the comics. It's like Wolverine, right? We never
Oh my
saw Wolverine
gosh.
like full on Wolverine because it
I
would look
want it.
silly, right?
It
Yeah,
looks silly, but I want
yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, who knows? We may see it,
That's why, like when we
sometime.
had like
Yeah.
Mephisto, and I'm not trying to get into Spider-Man yet, but like when we had
Oh,
Mephisto
oh,
going on with a a fish bulb on his head, basically,
oh,
like
Mysterio, you mean?
Mysterio, sorry, Mephisto,
Oh,
Mysterio. Oh, wrong him.
oh,
Yeah, but yeah, Mysterio, yeah, going around, with the bulb on his head, like that was pretty awesome because
yeah,
that's not something that I would have expected to have seen, but no, you're not wrong. His costume in the comics is very goofy.
yeah. Hawkeye, especially. Yeah, yeah. I'm having a great time with it. I think I really enjoyed Loki because Loki was more of a like a mind game kind of thing.
Yeah,
And same thing with WandaVision.
yeah.
But like straight up, so far, this has been better than Falcon Winter Soldier. And we know that Falcon Winter Soldier, there were, you know, reshoots and
Yeah.
rewrites because of a pandemic. It
The
used to
pacing though on
be,
this.
yeah, the pacing on this thing
Yeah.
is on point. It's really good. I'm having a great time, and I'm looking forward to see more. And we all know who Uncle is. Come on,
I mean,
come
I had talked,
on.
you remember Obed on the
Yeah,
podcast.
yeah,
I said this like, and I wish I could pull the clip, but I said this a few episodes ago where I was like,
yeah,
hey, that the Kingpin's going to be in this thing. I was like, he put
yeah.
out a thing, whatever.
Yeah,
There
you
he
know who
is.
the uncle is.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
Spoilers,
when
guys.
is he gonna show up? I don't know, because we still need to deal with the Black Widow stuff
Yeah.
that loose end at the end of Black
Yeah.
Widow. So we still need to deal with that, um, and then we gotta deal with Uncle, unless they're saving Uncle for, you know, something else. So
There may be multiple bads in this show. I don't,
yeah,
we, you know,
maybe they're
we,
saving Uncle for Spidey. Oh man, who knows?
I
It wouldn't shock me, bro, that they show who Uncle is in the episode before Spider-Man comes out.
yeah.
Kind of like what they did with Grogu and the Force Heal on Rise of Skywalker. Yeah, because yeah, man,
Yeah.
they may do something like that. That's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, just a little tie-in. They did say the shows and the movies will tie into each other.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, cool. Having a great time, man. I really like it. I really like it.
yeah, same, same. I'm a
Yeah,
big fan. Look forward to Echo. What a great introduction for her character.
yeah,
And the fact that the actress herself really is indigenous and deaf, like everything's believable. It's not out of touch. So I appreciate that.
yeah. Yeah, and I like the idea of people just going back to the Avengers compound and seeing what they
I
can
know.
find and just like selling it in the black
What's up
market.
with the watch? Like, is there more to that watch? I don't know. Like, maybe, maybe not.
Yeah, 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 yeah. You know what? I totally forgot about that watch. I totally forgot.
They're
Yeah,
clearly leaving breadcrumbs in multiple things. So I look forward, like all the Marvel shows, how they all come together in the end.
I'm trying to think. Didn't Kingpin and the Daredevil series have a watch? Because he always kept winding. I
Cufflinks, but
remember.
I don't
Oh, it
know
was
the
the
watch.
cufflinks. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah, yeah. It wasn't the white. It was the cufflinks. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Okay, okay, okay.
But I
Yeah.
mean, he seems like a watchman,
No, not a
not a
watchman, but a
watchman,
watchman.
a
Okay,
watchman.
okay,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah,
I see where you're going.
yeah.
Yeah, good stuff. Good stuff, and yeah, Kevin Feige is all over the credits on this one, man. It's like Kevin Feige Productions is like front and center. So good for him, man. Good for him.
Absolutely. No, it was a great start of the holiday season. Marvel's doing a great job already
Yeah,
using this as a way of, bringing people still front and center with the Marvel products. Sorry, bright properties rather. Eternals didn't do it. I've been very open about how I felt about that movie. No one really seems to be very hyped about the
no
things
one's
people
talking
talking about
about
that
it.
movie don't matter the same.
Yeah,
So it's good to have this come out to kind of rinse and repeat, if you know what I mean. This is a fresh way to enjoy some new Marvel content and get that old taste out of our mouth.
yeah, it's crazy. No one's talking about Eternals. I talked to a coworker and he said he watched it. It was like, oh, it was fine, but
Yeah.
nothing special. And I think that's probably consensus is like most people are going to say that that movie was okay and nothing special. So I
Yeah.
know this movie is probably going to be in on Disney Plus like in January or something.
Yeah, it should be. It should be in
Honestly,
Disney Plus like by
like right
Christmas. But
now.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Honestly, if they're smart, they can just drop it on
Well, there's a
Disney
new
Plus
boss
on
in town. We'll
Christmas.
talk
Yeah.
about that.
Oh yeah. Oh man. End of an era. Not
End
for
of an
us
era.
though. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hopefully I don't know. I have zero confidence in Chancellor Valorum. So let's see. We'll see what happens with that. But Joel, tell us about your adventures trying to get Spidey tickets.
Oh man, I held up on talking about this for the what's up because I knew this is going to be a nice, segue
Yeah.
into talking
Yep.
about the Spider-Man news that everyone's been chattering about all over the internet. So I, I like everyone else, we saw the news that on Monday this week, right, that Spider-Man tickets were going to go on sale.
Spider Monday.
Spider
What a
Monday.
day.
And knowing that they were going to go on sale, I was like, I didn't really know what exact time. Then look into it further. It's like, okay, it's gonna be actually like at midnight, so Sunday going into Monday. But that being the case, I actually over the weekend, but I was watching the Maguire Spider-Man films again still.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, I'm
All
on the
right.
second one now. I gotta get to the third one next.
Okay.
I think I'm gonna watch the Garfield ones too. I think I
So
might do it.
it's
Um,
um I watched a video that Chris Stuckman put out there. When basically they asked him if he ever changed his opinion, and he says that Spider-Man 3 is a movie that he did not like, and he rewatched recently, and it's like, oh, you know what? This is not as bad as people make it to be. It's actually enjoyable. So I've watched.
Expectations,
Yeah, I watched it a few times, and I mean I haven't watched it in years, dude. It's been probably over 10 years, but
yeah.
I enjoyed it. So
No, I hear you. I hear you there. I mean, Spider-Man 2 is a really strong one. Spider-Man 3 is it's okay.
right.
Yeah, go so watching the movies, getting ready to buy these tickets, and like everyone else, seeing reports that in other countries, because they get to see the movie a day early, right? Like in Brazil and other places like the 15th, I think. So I'm like, okay, let me go ahead and make sure I've got my computer up and my phone, my AMC app up, and let's just get this thing. Got Fandango up on my computer. Let's go. The second it hits, midnight, I'm refreshing. Instantly, it gets put into a queue for AMC. Fandango never had a queue. They kept everything grayed out. So I was like, okay, this is weird. So I assumes that so I had to go through that queue on my phone. So I kept the queue up on my phone. It said I had about like I had the screenshot of it. It's like, oh, you have like 8 minutes till you'll get in. So I was like, oh wow, I'll be one of the very first people to get into this thing. Dude, I get in and it crashes.
Crashed.
I couldn't. So what do? I go, oh, let me click on a different showtime because it says it can't refresh. Puts me right back in the queue automatically.
Oh, so they did a
So I lost my
Sony,
place.
like Sony on PS5, that they just put you on a queue no matter what
Yep.
you hit. Okay.
And
Yeah.
interesting, another funny story. I actually called my local theater, and or that same night, probably like around 9 o'clock that night, because I was like, you know what, I'll go drive out there and buy the tickets now if they can let me do it. So I was like, let's call. And the manager was like, I would sell them to you right now if I could, but Sony just sent all the theaters an email saying if you sell anything, you're gonna have to pay major fees. Like if you sell
Oh.
anything before midnight, you're gonna have to pay me. So obviously, some places might have done this. I don't know, but yeah, that was clear. Sony was making clear you're only going to be able to buy this thing online. Uh, so yeah, so I had resets me in the queue. I had over an hour. Here I am at 1:30 in the morning, sir. I'm like half
Oh
falling
man.
asleep, old man Joel here. Right?
Oh
last
man,
name's
Joe.
last name's Young, right? But I'm old man Joel in the moment. I have my phone in my hand. Finally gets through again, and I kept hitting confirm until the thing would work. Finally worked, and
That's funny,
sir, I
dude.
will be seeing Spider-Man: No Way Home opening day, December 16th that evening. So For
So,
everyone
so
who's
you didn't have to
watching
pay
this or
twenty five
listening,
thousand dollars for your tickets?
no, oh, God, no. I, phew. um, yeah. If we had $25,000 right now, we probably have a studio, sir.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, exactly, right?
but yeah, so yeah, we will not be having a podcast on December 16th. We will not be having it on there. We'll probably be recording on that Friday, the 17th,
It
I
could be
think.
it
If
could be either the Wednesday or the Friday. It's
right,
up to you.
right.
I would,
TBD.
yeah, TBD, because I'm
Um,
probably not gonna get to the movie until like Saturday. So
yeah, yeah.
yeah,
Ooh,
I gotta
yeah.
stay off the internet,
That's
dude.
gonna be so hard for me not to. If we're
That's why,
recording and
yeah,
you haven't seen it,
that's
I
why
don't.
I want to do it
We'll have to
before.
talk about this for sure.
That's why I want to do it before, and I don't want to talk to you. I don't want to see you. I don't want nothing.
Yeah, because you.
Don't text
I
me.
mean, guys, I'm
Nothing,
wearing the
dude.
hat. We got
No,
the
nope.
thing. That's my boy.
Just ignore me.
Um,
Talk about
yeah,
work. Don't
literally.
talk about Spider Man.
We will
Yeah.
not be on speaking terms until.
Yeah, exactly.
um, yeah, no, it's all good, bro. Yeah, I'm so obviously super pumped by it. There was reports that there was going to be a new trailer potentially coming out. I was like, I don't want it. Thankfully, we didn't get anything. Just a little teaser saying tickets are now on sale.
Did we did
So
we
glad
talk
that I
about
finally
that?
locked those in because if
We talked about the second trailer, right?
we did, yeah.
It feels so long ago.
The punching the lizard man being
Oh, that's
punched
right.
by
Who
the
punched the lizard?
by
That
the
was the
John
last
Cena
episode. Yeah,
Spider-Man. You can't see him.
yeah, yeah. It was John
Um,
Cena in the movie.
it's
He
John Cena.
punched the lizard.
Um, yeah, I mean, Obed, there's so many things that I believe that I'm not gonna say with certainty because I haven't seen the movie, right? Till I see the movie, it's gospel. But there's so many things about this movie that both you and I, and I could say personally things that I believe to be true based on stuff that I've not things I've necessarily seen, but things I've read from places that I trust, places that told us that Kingpin was going to be in this series, and it was on no major news outlet. It was just a rumor online, but from credible places.
Hmm.
There's things about this movie about we're talking about screen time of McGuire and Garfield's, how they actually come into the movie, things of that nature, and other things that could be spoiled. So I
Yeah.
recommend everybody, stay off the internet if you're planning to see this movie opening weekend, because if I've already seen some stuff and I'm not searching for it, but I'm just in the Spider-Man community, I know that the moment this thing comes out, it will be ridiculous. Oh, but this set records. Obvious, no surprise there
Cinemark, right? The highest grossing movie ever for
ever.
Cinemark.
And I would not be surprised, Obed, if it's not been confirmed yet, but there's a chance this will be the largest ticket pre-sale, advanced pre-sale sales for a movie in movie history. There's a chance.
There's a
I mean,
chance, yeah.
obviously, Endgame,
Yeah,
Force Awakens are movies that are up there that have strong records. Endgame passed Force Awakens,
yeah.
but numbers are still coming through, and people are still making the pre-sales before this movie comes out. And Obed, the way that experience was, I mean, with Endgame, you remember I had to physically drive out to the theater to buy the ticket because the same thing, the website was crashing. Um, the kind of experience that they had for midnight for this thing, and it continued on to the next morning for a lot of people still trying to get their tickets. We're talking about, like, we're going to get into it now, where some scalpers are selling this thing for
It's
$25,000 for a two
ridiculous
pack of
for
tickets,
opening day.
in the Chinese theater or something, in California. And I'm like, bless your heart if you want to spend that. But I love Spider-Man. Absolutely have great memories. I'm not gonna spend $25,000 for that movie. When you could probably just wait 3 days and catch it. Some other time. For sure. So yeah, I really believe, Obed. I've said on the podcast a few times. I really believe this movie will be with certainty in a matter of you know 14 days or whatever it is that it has before New Year's. That in a matter of 14 days, it will be the highest grossing movie out of the entire year.
Oh
Where
yeah.
other movies will have been in theaters for a couple months, and this will only be out for a couple days. And I believe it will pass everything. Black Widow had the record before this for 2021 for the largest pre-sales advance tickets for
Oh,
the movie theaters. But this one obviously blew it away
blew it
by
out of
a
the
long
water. Yeah.
shot. Like I'm saying, this might be the biggest one of all time. We're still waiting to find that out. The Spider-Man hype is real.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
mean, that's why.
this
Yeah,
is reminds me of 2007 when you know Spider-Man 3 came out. The hype was there.
yeah, that was super. Yeah, yep.
Yeah,
So here's an interesting thing because we've been saying it right. Again, like I don't want to rub it in or anything, but we've seen it in many other podcasts, and you know, people just say stuff
yes,
and clickbait and do these other things. Like, yo, we've been here since day one for the last, I don't know what, 4.5 years, almost 5 years,
yeah,
dude, honestly.
yeah. We've been here.
And we've been saying this, we've been like most of the stuff that we predicted has happened.
Yeah,
And it's crazy, right? And it's not like, I don't like to rub it in, right? But Joel and I, we kind of know what we're talking about, right? And we're not
and
like
we'll admit when
we're
we're
not
wrong,
insiders,
but
like
we
we
know, dude.
correct, and we don't have sources and or leaks or we don't have any of that, dude. Like, and people with the quote unquote sources can't make one, like, and we can. So, yeah, dude. So we said that the whole Spider-Man may go away to Sony, you know, and they may not do any more MCU stuff. It's probably never going to happen because this movie's going to make like crazy money. What
Yeah, we were
happens the
very
day,
confident on that.
what happens the next day after the tickets go on sale? Spider-Man's here to stay on the MCU for like 4 more movies, and Sony just doing their more stuff with Spider-Man. Like we knew, like there's no way, dude, that they were just gonna let it go and stop making money. It's like I'm taking my toys home and I'm making my own thing. No, bro,
This
that's
movie will make $1 billion, if not more.
more than that.
Um, right.
Rise of Skywalker made 1 billion.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just saying, unless the world decides to shut down again or something
Nah,
insane, bearing something insane, this movie will be a billion
nah.
dollar film, if not two. So, um, you know, when that happens, and a guy like Tom Holland says, "I don't know, maybe I want to start a car salesman, business or something," like they're gonna be like, "Okay, listen, kid, sign the check, sign your contract. This is how much money we're gonna give you," and that whole thing will go away. We saw this happen with Chris Evans. We saw this happen with Robert Downey Jr. Like
Yep.
you said, we've seen this before, and it's not like anyone should be surprised by this kind of news coming out. Now, Obed, did you see though that the Hollywood Reporter, so Amy Pascal, right, was the one who put the statement out saying he'll
Mm-hmm.
be back, right? Which we've had our comments about Amy before on the show.
That's a sandwich.
Throwing the sandwich, which was confirmed to be true by her in a recent book. She confirmed that she did throw a
Oh
sandwich
yeah.
at him. But like she's been in the news for basically being like the crazy lady that's in charge of Sony. She actually is a very good executive. I will actually say that she actually is a very smart person. It's just for whatever reason when it comes to the PR side, she's just not very good at doing interviews.
Yeah.
I mean, to the point Feige, giving her the eyes, like, "What are you saying, lady?" on interviews and all kinds of things. So she comes across pretty wild. So with her statement, I don't know if you got to read it fully, but she essentially was saying that Spider-Man will be in the MCU to come. And then she goes on to say he just won't be a part of, and then stops in the middle of her quote and says, "Oh, we have other things that we're planning." Like she doesn't go into in depth what it is, and it almost feels like at that point, like she knew, like, "Oops, I might let something slip," or maybe they retracted it out of the article with the interview that she did with Fandango. But if you read the quote, she does not exactly say how and what because she probably knows that Holland Spider-Man, though universes are going to be split, but he'll still exist in the same one and be able to cross between. In fact,
Yeah.
Feige said that earlier on. He said Spider-Man will be the only character. He's I mean, look up the quote. Spider-Man will be the only character that will be able to cross between universes. So I think there's some
Because
legitimateness to that, and whatever happens here.
yeah,
Again, we know what we're
I mean,
talking about.
when
Don't
you're
be
talking
surprised,
about it,
guys, when you see this.
yeah, and when you talk about it from an MCU point of view, right? That's the only universe that's outside of their universe is the
Right.
Sonyverse. Everything else they bought. So,
Fox.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's like everything else is back, whether they like it or not. So it's yeah. I'm excited, dude. I'm really excited for this friggin' movie, bro. I don't.
I had to see this
and
opening,
and
dude.
we've heard we've heard stuff like again like the trailer, especially the first trailer makes it look as or no, actually this last trailer, it makes it look as though the Spider-Man are coming in like at the end of the movie, and there you know based on what we heard there may be a lot more interactions. I was like, oh yeah, let's do this together and say goodbye. So um that Statue of Liberty thing that could potentially be at the in the middle of the movie,
I know, I
and
know.
and the resolutions like we don't know, right? That so yeah, very excited, dude. Very excited. It's like the possibilities, and then now there's rumors like with the Sony stuff that they may just go full blown Spider Verse for the next one. So
She did also say that in the interview, if I'm not mistaken,
yeah,
that the Into the Spider Verse live action stuff will be coming at some point. So I mean, that's no surprise, right?
yeah,
Like
yeah,
those animated movies doing very well, and um, clearly they own all those properties,
yeah.
so why
Two's
not?
coming out next year, dude. There's
Yeah,
just a lot of like really good animated stuff coming out next year.
I know.
Like that's coming. Mario. We're getting another Sonic. I mean, that's quasi animated, right? I guess. Um,
Even DC's getting into animated stuff, doing those like superhero pets or whatever they're doing. Like
yeah. So that
people are
was a
getting into
really that
animated.
was a charming trailer. I was like, oh,
Yeah,
that looks
yeah,
cute.
yeah. Crypto the Super Dog, man.
Yeah, man. So yeah, it looks like next year is gonna be a decent year for animation. So yeah, Buzz Lightyear, right? Lightyear's
Buzz Lightyear
next
looks
year. Looks
amazing.
amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, okay, yeah. Next year, 2022 is probably gonna be the year of animation. It's gonna be the 2001.
Oh wow.
When
Bold.
like the PS2, you've seen the PS2 picture that's floating around, right?
I
I
have.
think I sent it to you with
Mm,
the it was like a PS2 2001 holiday thing. It's like look at the exclusives,
yes, you did.
and it
Yeah.
was like Metal Gear Solid 2, Devil May Cry, and all this
What a
crazy
lineup.
awesome games, dude. It's incredible. So yeah, it's probably gonna be the next year with animation. But yeah, good stuff with Spidey. Really good stuff happening. Um, and I'm just super excited for No Way Home, dude. It's like I can't. And again, this movie is setting up uh, Doctor Strange, which didn't really move my needle in the first movie, but rumors that
Have you
Shuma Gorath
watched
is
it
gonna be in
again
it, so
since the
I'm gonna be there for Shuma.
have you watched the movie again since your first time seeing the movie? Like
I
do
have
you
not. I may just give it a. May just
it'd
give
be
it
worth
a
a rewatch at some
yeah.
point. Yeah.
I may just give it a rewatch with surround sound because I watched it without
Oh
surround
true.
sound when I watched it. So
Yeah.
may give it a Disney Plus IMAX
I know. Oh
version.
my goodness. I
Yeah.
haven't
Which
done
by the
any
way,
of those yet.
I was shopping for a TV, but I didn't pull the trigger, man. I was I have a 55 and it looks great, works great. I mean, unless it breaks, I'm probably not gonna change it. But I was looking at the Sony 65, which they had going on for I think it was like 900 at Best Buy
Mm.
for Black Friday, and I was close. I was close. Although I did mention to my wife today, hey, I kind of want one of those arcade one-ups. I was like, where are you gonna put it? It's like I can rearrange stuff because I was expecting a no, but instead I got a where you gonna put it, and now I'm looking around the room and it's like I
You're
can
going here.
I
You're
can
going there.
probably make it work.
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
they still have the Street Fighter one, the blue one, on sale at Best Buy. But I the one I really like is that Marvel one with
Oh
that
yeah.
artwork, dude. It looks so good, man. Like that's the one that I was like, man, I wish I had that one. Then probably Ninja Turtles, but Ninja Turtles is expensive for some reason. It's too much. Um, but those are the two that I would buy, like a Street Fighter and Ninja Turtles. That's it. So Spidey, looking forward to it. Um, there's some interesting news. Uh, since we talk about scalpers and people reselling Spidey tickets, but we've known that it has been for the last year um, a really big problem when it comes to finding not only consoles but also video cards. We've seen basically the market dominated by third parties and scalpers. So a group of lawmakers are trying to come up with a solution, and they're calling it Stopping Grinch Bots Act,
Yeah.
which is basically a bill that will um, target the nature of bots buying this stuff online. So it would it would be a violation, an FTC violation. FTC fines are known to be pretty substantial. So if you are, you know, in a nutshell, if you obtain any, product via a bot and you try to resell it at a profit, that would that would be considered an FTC violation. Um, and yeah, it's about time, dude. Because honestly, like, you know how much I struggled that I ended up buying it from someone instead of a
Literally.
retailer. But honestly, like, what happens if my video card dies? Like, I don't
Oh
have a
God.
spare. I'm without a computer. I have to go buy a laptop or something. See, because my computer, my CPU doesn't have built-in graphics, so I'd have to like buy a CPU with built-in graphics that's compatible with my motherboard, or just buy a laptop. Um, it's crazy, right? So, it's abusive, right? Because it's okay. Like if people want to grab like three PS5s and just I'll just buy three from one from Walmart, one from Target, one from Sony, and just wants to sell it, fine. That's totally fine. But when we saw like that same week, the same person with like a mountain of PS5s that you got with a bot, no, bro. Like that's not like we talked about it ad nauseum, and it people suck. And there's no going around it. So
Yeah.
um, that's the thing. So yeah, we'll see if this actually comes to pass. But what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a great thing that they're trying to do. I'm very happy, and I applaud them for trying to finally do something about this. I think this is absolutely wonderful. I think it totally makes sense. Like you and I have talked about before, this is an issue that needs to be confronted because it's just absolutely ridiculous. I first looked to the actual companies that are operating these websites before I looked at to lawmakers. But if lawmakers are the ones that kind of push the envelope, sure, that makes it even more uh, likely to make things happen. But my issue here, Obed, is like to your point, resale is understandably a business for some people. That's how they make a living. I get it. Like you're saying, there's a point of excess, there's a point of too much, there's a point of abuse that's ridiculous here. um my issue, Obed, is how are they going to actually enforce this? Like we understand the laws and the ramifications, right? Like we understand like if they catch you, this is what happens, right?
Yeah.
But I'm not trying to compare it to this, but like it kind of makes me think of like pirated movies for an example, right? Like so many people pirate movies.
Yeah.
Most people get away with it, right? There's probably a few people out there who have gotten caught and things happen, but generally speaking, most people get away with
But
it.
I think
Like
it's
with
easier to
this,
trace.
how do they like how are they like are the people that do this are gonna be like, okay, great, that's nice, you're putting out a lot, we're just gonna figure out a way around this, you're not gonna be able to track it back to us, and then whatever.
So
Like there's ways around this that the people who are operating these bots are clearly not dumb people. Like they
well,
understand how
this
to make
has
these
to
things
fall.
work.
It has to fall on the retailer because the retailer
That's
knows
what I'm saying.
because
Yeah,
the retailer knows when a bot is buying and
absolutely.
which address they're chipping it to.
Yeah,
So
that's true.
so that the retailer,
They can report
they
these
have
or
to
something.
report bot activity because they know
Yeah,
when it happens.
yeah.
Like And they know, like retailers know, they're not. They know what's up. They just want to sell, right?
The retailers need a bot that actually goes in and says, "Hey, a bot purchased this. Cancel that order right away and put that thing back
Yeah.
up, and now deny that
Yep.
person access to buy
Yeah.
again."
Do you see what they want? There was a retailer in Japan. Do you see what they were doing?
No.
No. So they were they were putting names on the boxes, like actually like writing names on the
Wow.
boxes. So because scalpers don't, they want to have like the box as is it
Clean.
clean as it is in retail, because it affects the value of the product, right? It's
Mm-hmm.
already not
Brand new.
brand new, considered brand new, because it's
Right.
the box is open technically or whatever, right? It's like when you buy like an open thing from Amazon, because I
Oh
bought
yeah.
open stuff from Amazon and it comes in and it's taped and everything, and
Yeah.
it's just the box has a ding in it,
Yeah.
and they sell it as like open, but it's not really open.
No.
But in this case, the retailer started putting names on the boxes. That way, people can just come in and buy them, because people don't care, right? They just put the box
Right.
away.
Yeah.
Scalpers care about the box, because now
That's a good
you
point.
know you're not gonna um, buy a PS5 that says Little Billy on it, right on the box, because that
Movie
was Little
necessity.
Billy's PlayStation, right?
Yeah.
So scalpers don't want that. So yeah, there was a Japanese retailer that they started doing that, and it apparently worked. Like it's like, yeah, people came in and bought it. So
It's a
cool.
great idea.
Yeah.
Did you see how sales went for consoles of Black Friday? Like how anyone reports on anything like that? I didn't really see anything. I saw a few things pop up early on saying, okay, these things are on sale now, but I didn't really see how that went. Like, did little Billy have a good chance of getting one this Christmas?
What was the man? Let's see. Let's look it up.
Yeah, I'm just curious because this is to me when we talked about this before. This this holiday season was your last chance of getting a console maybe in person for the ones that did it because next year is going to be even harder with supply chain shortages
Yep.
for many things.
Let's see. So right now, this is no, the latest numbers I have here is for November 20th, and this is from VG Charts. They are showing North America the Switch at 267,524, PS5 is at 163,260, and Xbox at 179,156. Now, Xbox, there were piles like in store of the Series
Okay.
S. So apparently that sold really well. Like there was a lot of
It's a
stock,
good console.
and it's a decent console, a decent price, man. So apparently that sold really well. So that was for North America. Um, Japan, it's sad because it's 167,000 for the Switch, 4,000 for the PS5, and 3,000 for the Xbox. So the Switch is just destroying the charts in Japan, dude. So it's not even funny what's going on over there. like it's not even like PlayStation is probably that's probably why PlayStation is doing the PC stuff,
Yeah.
because it's like they gotta, like, if they're not gonna have a handheld, right, where they can offset some of this stuff, especially in Japan, um, they they have to like offset it somehow. So
Let it be a laptop or whatever. Yeah.
yeah, exactly. Because even on a laptop, you can probably just run the game. So yeah, um, yeah, pretty interesting numbers.
For sure.
So
That is
yeah,
interesting.
yeah. So yeah, we'll see. But no concrete numbers other than that I know that the Series S sold really really well on Black Friday. So yeah, we'll see. No bundles though. Switch had a bundle with Mario Kart, right? It was Mario Kart and 3 months
Yes.
of the service. but no
Nintendo
Xbox or
One.
PlayStation bundles. Yeah, that I know of. That was interesting. Also, do you see that Oreo PS5? I'm gonna let me see if I can send it to you. Hold on.
Oh boy. Oh boy. An
Hold on.
Oreo PS5.
Yeah,
I
apparently
saw a Gucci
it
Xbox.
looked terrible. Like
Yeah,
everything.
that was pretty crazy, dude. I watched the unboxing with
Yeah.
video, and I'm like, what is this Gucci Xbox?
Yeah. Let me see if I can send it to you. Hold on. Where the heck is this?
Oh, but would you buy a Gucci Xbox?
No, I wouldn't buy a Gucci anything, dude. It's like what's overpriced, same stuff that you buy at
Hope it's a simple man,
TJ Maxx.
guys.
I'm a simple man, yeah.
It's simple
It's
man.
like
He just wants to
does that belt hold your pants? Works. How much was it? $10? Great.
even better.
How was your Gucci belt? $600? I can buy another PS5 with that. See? It's
You
like
equate money to PS5s. I love this.
yeah. Remember when
That's
we're
the
doing the
currency of no load time is
we were doing the
PS5s.
PS4s before that, remember?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it's like, how many PS4s can I buy with
Yeah,
this?
yeah, exactly. It's like how many PS4s can you buy? So I can't find it now. Oh, what the heck happened? It's like a I heard it
They
was like
hit
a
them
real I heard it was like a real thing.
because I'll say
Um
if you could find it, I'd say share your screen, dude.
yeah.
Show it.
Yeah, it was so
Okay.
it's basically the reverse colors. So the lids are black and the middle's white. So it's like an Oreo. And then the controller the opposite too. So the bottom's white and then the top is black.
That is interesting. Huh.
So yeah, if you Google it, you'll find it. It's like Oreo PS5.
I think I
So
found it. Yeah.
it's funny. It's pretty good stuff. Um, but yeah, it's gonna be interesting. So Joe, we got a last bit of news here. End of an era. Bob Iger is officially out of the Walt Disney Company. He served as chairman all the way up until yesterday, and he was replaced. Well, not replaced, but he left and he was succeeded. That's the right word. By Susan Arnold. So she will now be chairman of the board. According to a few articles that I've seen, Disney has a clause somewhere where the CEO cannot be chairman of the board unless it's like in the interest of the shareholders. Take that as you may. I mean, we've said it. Kathleen Kennedy is gonna stay longer.
That's it. That was the first thing that came to my mind. Obed sent me a message, guys. I don't remember if he said it on the podcast, but I can verify. He sent me a message and he said, "Look, guys, I honestly think that Bob Chapek will be gone before Kathleen Kennedy is at
Yeah,
this point because of the way that those deadlines were." And obviously, Bob's still around, but when you have news like this, I mean, it changes the dynamic. Um, Obed, Bob Iger, before this, he was obviously in 2012 both the chairman of the board and CEO.
yeah,
He essentially was the Senate. I mean,
yeah.
he,
Basically,
he was the emperor at Disney.
yeah.
He got what he wanted and did what he wanted because shareholders were like, "You're giving us
He made the
incredible
bucks.
returns." Some of
Yeah,
the most historical business acquisitions happened under the reign of Bob Iger, and the empire ran and succeeded for a long time.
bro, you got
So
everything. You got
yeah,
everything that Disney is today is because of Bob Iger. Like,
absolutely.
like putting Walt Disney aside, right? Because he
Yeah,
founded the company, right?
right.
But everything that Disney is today is because of Bob. Because
Absolutely.
Pixar, Marvel, Lucasfilm, Disney Plus,
Mm-hmm.
everything everything that Disney is today is because of Bob. Um, that said, you know, uh, the parks still got like short end of the stick, with the exception of California Adventure that got completely rethemed, and I think they spent what was like $2 billion on
Yeah.
fixing the park
Yeah.
because it was bad. Like
No
there's no
one to
way around it.
go.
It was a bad park.
Yeah.
So, Paul Pressler over here, because he was a shareman
It's cheap,
back
man.
back when it was like we got to do this on sheep. So, so yeah, cheap out while Universal's making Alice of Adventure. It was like
Yeah.
great idea. Um, very interesting. We'll see where this all goes. I don't think there's going to be any immediate changes, but we will follow her career
We'll follow her. Yeah. We're watching very closely.
very closely.
Um, no, the reason why this is such a huge deal is because this does not make Chapek the emperor of Star Wars, like sorry, of Disney right now, right? Like he he is extremely powerful and influential and has as a huge voice as a CEO leading the company forward. But Susan comes in here now and she gets to be able to challenge him on large scale plans on the interest of the board. And so their dynamic, like you're saying, Obed, is one that we will be watching very closely because now when she speaks, she is speaking on behalf of the board. And clearly, we know shareholders have been very upset. Obed, I don't know how much you watch the market, but stocks for Disney across the market in general have some issues, but across specifically Disney for the last couple months
It's been
has
rough,
been
dude.
dipping because people aren't happy.
Guests
They
aren't
don't see the
happy.
future of Disney looking as bright
Fans
as it
are
once looked.
which just not to segue, but it's something that we didn't have on the notes, but I remember it happened. That D23 event that happened here at the
Ooh.
Contemporary, and Bob was not there.
At last minute, he was supposed to be one of the keynote speakers, and then the day before or something,
Yep.
it's announced he will not make it due to scheduling conflicts, which
Skill.
I think all the Karens are going to boo him, and they should.
Yeah.
I don't. I'm not trying to be. Listen, I want to support Chapek. I
Yeah. Yeah.
think. I
Yeah.
think he's a
Absolutely.
well. He really does want to do well for the company, but he's got to hear the feedback from the people and take
Can't hide
some
from it.
course collision right now.
Yeah.
He's got to change the course of the company because where it's going quickly has not been good.
Did you see that they had a Rich Racer moment?
Wait, what?
So remember the at the D23. Remember Cass Sarai's like Rich Racer, and no
Oh
one said
yeah.
anything in the crowd. So so they had a like an Alexa thing with like Mickey ears Alexa that you can find now in the hotel rooms, and you can actually buy one from home, and it's like, and someone from the audience is getting one, and crickets. Okay, everyone from the audience is getting one, and it's the
Nobody
there was
cares.
a Rich Racer moment. It's like, oh man, it's Rich Racer. So
Wow.
wow, dude, it's like
Ouch.
I don't know, bro.
They
I don't know
want to.
what's
They're
going on.
trying to speak to Disney, get a hold of them, and say, "Listen." I mean, Obed. Okay, let's talk about it. I sent you a news story about something that happened at the land, at the parks.
Yeah,
The most peaceful ride
probably. Other than it's a
aside from it's
small
a
world.
small world. Yeah,
Yeah.
see, it's the same thing.
See?
This it is it is living with the land, living in peace and harmony. It is beautiful. They've rethemed it for the holidays right now. It's great. Obed, it just so happened the same day as the story of a fight breaking out. I was there that same day, dude.
Oh, you were
I
there.
went for a brief moment with family,
Wow.
and it was in the evening. And Obed, when the time that thing was posted,
Mm-hmm.
I it must have happened right after I got on that ride. I was on that ride, dude, the same day.
Wow. You could have been the one to
I
could
could have been the one filming this moment, but have been a no time
World Star
exclusive.
Joel over there. World Star.
Also, okay, there's probably some guys that would report to IGN as their own footage, anyways.
Oh
Uh,
man. Yeah. Look at. Yeah. Some other dude's gonna get the credit for
like
it
it's my
anyway.
video. Anyways, no, but I don't know what's going. Like the parks, and the whole the Disney, in general, the prices have been significantly raised. We're not talking about a small
It's
bump.
very
These
expensive.
things are absolutely crazy, atrociously overvalued, overpriced right now.
Yeah,
But the experience has actually been diminished. So you're paying more money and having less of an experience.
yeah.
It doesn't add up, man.
It's nuts. It's like the first time I rode Space Mountain,
Yeah.
which was back in maybe 1995. It was nicer
Yeah.
than what it was when I rode it 2 weeks ago. And
It's
back then, the
crazy.
park ticket was like $45. Isn't like isn't that crazy?
Like the
Right?
park, like the experience has actually gone worse. And yet we're paying
Less
atrociously
characters, less
criminally high.
entertainment.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
like
don't
upkeep of
understand,
the
man.
rides is not
Did you,
good.
did you see the what's his name? One of the late night guys, Colbert, his little joke
About
on
the
the
trams,
trams.
yeah. Apparently, they're coming back next early next year,
But why on earth does it
bro.
take this long for the trams? You open up
Yeah,
everything else, take face masks off, but you won't put a tram. Like,
dude, we had to walk in the rain last time, from the freaking parking lot all the way down to TTC
no sense, man.
with kids, like with a kid, and people with kids and old people, and you know like I'm not calling my parents old, but they're
No, but
they're
they're
already
they're
senior citizens, but yeah,
yeah.
I
It's
don't
just a
have to
matter of
walk
fact. So,
that.
like, you got to take care of these people.
Yeah, man, it's
And
crazy.
then that it's like that narrow entrance way you got to go through because that beforehand traffic will
Because the
split between
tunnel,
people
yeah,
on
the
the
tunnel. You
trams
mean,
and
right?
there. Everyone's
Yeah,
got to go through the tunnel. It's like,
everyone's got to go through the little tunnel, and I don't know. Like,
did you see that with Tron also? Did you see that with the layout for Tron? There's already like that corner between Space Mountain and the little
where the old
500
arcade was.
race little thing, and then where Tron is going to be. There's clearly a bottleneck section that's going to be absolutely terrible to get through the way they built it
Oh, I
on
didn't
the
notice
plans.
it
Yeah,
because
look it
it
up when you
was
get a chance
raining.
on the layout of the
Yeah,
plans. But people already going, they can already see that's going to be a problem to squeeze through this little. I don't know what's going on, man.
yeah. I don't know. Like they spent all this money in China for what? Like now China, like the parks have been closed for almost
I
two
know.
years.
Yeah, China
Why,
no mess.
dude?
Hopefully, Susan, if you're watching No Load Time, save us, save us. You're our only hope.
All right, we'll see. You know, based on based on people that have worked with her before that I may or may not have on LinkedIn. They was like, "It's good. This is good news,
Yeah,
guys."
it sounds
So
good.
we'll see.
She's well respected. She ran McDonald's, like she's like director of the board for like McDonald's and other big organizations. So,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah, we'll see. Hope for the best. Joel, it's what we got. We'll be back next week. Hopefully, some more gaming news will pop out. Oh, actually, yeah, because next week is Game Awards on
I was
Thursday.
just gonna say that.
Yeah,
Yeah, we'll have some
so
coverage
so
on
we'll
that.
definitely have some gaming news next week. Plus anything else that happens during the week, of course. But I did a light scrub. It looks like we're good to go, sir. Go ahead and wrap it up.
Absolutely. Everyone, thank you so much for sticking with us. We invite you to stay subscribed. So, subscribe to our YouTube channel, subscribe to us also on our podcast platforms. Of course, iTunes, Google Play, SoundCloud, Spotify, Amazon Music. Find us on your podcast platform of choice and follow us there. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, like the videos, share them with your friends and family. We'd really appreciate that. Make sure to follow us on our social media as well at no load time. That's at no load time, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Also invite you to follow us on our Twitch account, which we are streaming to live our episodes as well. We do these on Thursdays typically. So make sure you are following us on our Twitch account altogether, no load time. You'll find us there. Of course, if you have any questions, comments, or feedback, maybe even a partnership opportunity, you never know. Send us an email, noloadtime@gmail.com. That's noloadtime@gmail.com. Thank you all to our faithful listeners. We're glad to be back with you, and we'll have another great episode next week.
Thank you, guys. Stay safe. We'll see you again next time.